Happy Easter from the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, show number 352. Welcome to the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, helping you celebrate Celtic culture through music. My name is Marc Gunn. I am a Celtic and geek musician and podcaster, and this show is dedicated to the indie Celtic musicians. I want to ask you to support these awesome artists, share the show with your friends, and find more episodes at CelticMusicPodcast.com. You can also support this podcast over on Patreon. We kicked off the show with the Flying Toads. That was Palm Sunday from their album Warts and All. Next up is Jonathan Milton with Sunday Brunch Set from his album Just One More.
After Sunday Mass on Easy Street, old friends from home, sometimes we meet. They tell me Erin was doing fine, She was all dressed up once and drinking wine. I missed the ground. She walks upon my pretty dark-eyed Galway girl, and I've been away now far too long in this proud and vast America. I came over here back in '84 when the west of Ireland was filled with places to live and search for work. Back when time and life stood still. Well, I can't believe what they said is true. I was so delighted just the same when I heard my Galway girl had went to a very close acquaintance of mine. I was hurt at first. Now I believe how a heart in love could be so blind. I came over here back in '84 when the west of Ireland was filled with places to live and search for work. Back when time and life stood still. One day, pray the weather's kind. Look up some old relations of mine. Maybe take a stroll down Irish lanes with sweet memories of my Galway girl. I came over here back in '84 when the west of Ireland was filled with places to live and search for work. Back when time and life stood still. After Sunday mass on easy street, old friends from home sometimes meet. They tell me Erin, she was doing fine. She was all dressed up once and drinking wine. After Sunday mass on easy street, old friends from home sometimes we meet them.
There are roads to where we're going, endless highways and dusty tracks, and the roads that we must travel are the roads that always bring us back. So take us to familiar places and take us back to share again golden days and friendly faces. May we all someday meet again. There are words we should have spoken, there are plans we should have made, promises that we have broken. It has always been the same. So take us to familiar places and take us back to share again golden days and friendly faces. May we all someday meet again. So have no fear of distant thunder, lightning strikes the mills ahead. May the road fill you with wonder, may it light the road that lies ahead. And take us to familiar places and take us back to share again golden days and friendly faces. May we all someday meet again. And take us to familiar places and take us back to share again golden days and friendly faces. May we all someday meet again. May we all someday meet again. May we all someday meet again.
After Jonathan Milton came Finbar Furey with After Sunday Mass from Colors, then Kellswater Bridge with Easter Moon from As the Story Goes, and finally the Beer Mats with May We All Someday Meet Again from Easter Lily. The Irish and Celtic Music Podcast is supported by listeners like you. Over 200 kind and generous people pledge $1 or more per episode to celebrate Celtic culture through music each and every week. Your generosity helps pay for the production of the podcast, as well as my time in producing it. As the world's largest Celtic podcast, you give these independent bands a fighting chance to be heard by thousands of Celtic music lovers around the world. Patrons get episodes before regular listeners, discounts on merch, and when we hit a milestone, everyone gets an extra long episode. And I just posted a new milestone goal. I'll tell you more about it in a bit. I want to send out a huge thanks to our newest patrons of the podcast, Joanna Fedowa, Corpus Christi Irish Sessions, and Brandon Barber. Thank you so much for becoming patrons. And you too can become a patron at patreon.com/Celtic Podcast. Now, I just released a Kickstarter from my third album of Irish drinking songs for cat lovers. This one is called Sea Shanties for Cat Lovers, and you'll find a link for it in the show notes. But since we have an Easter episode and Lord of the Dance is such a popular song around Easter, I figured I'll mix those together and I'll share with you my track Lord of the Pounce from my first album, Irish Drinking Songs for Cat Lovers.
I pounced in the morning when the world was begun. I pounced on the moon and the stars all for fun. I leaped down from heaven and I pounced on the earth. When I pounced my first mouse I had in my birth. Pounce, pounce, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the Pounce, said he. I'll run under feet wherever you may be, and I'll leap on you in the Pounce, said he. I pounced on the papyrus of the Egyptians. They wouldn't play, so I stole their feather pens. I pounced on the fish caught by James and by John. They fed me fish, then the Pounce went on. Pounce, pounce, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the Pounce, said he. I'll run under feet wherever you may be, and I'll leap on you in the Pounce, said he. My head against the lane. Many people shook their head, said this feline was insane. I mean, after pouncing, do not think I am gone, for I just saw a rat, so the pounce goes on. Pounce, pounce, wherever you may be, I am the lord of the pounce, said he. I'll run under feet, wherever you may be, and I'll leap on you in the pounce, said he. Across the plain, 2 birds came down and we pounced on each of them. On the bedchamber floor I laid my carrion, then I raced out the door and I pounced again. Pounce, pounce, wherever you may be, I am the lord of the pounce, said he. I'll run under feet, wherever you may be, and I'll leap on you in the pounce, said he. So I leaped up high. I have 9 lives that will never, never die. I'll pounce on you, though you bark at me. I am the lord of the pounce, said he. Pounce, pounce, wherever you may be, I am the lord of the pounce, said he. I'll run under feet, wherever you may be, and I'll leap on you in the pounce, said he. Pounce, pounce, wherever you may be, I am the lord of the pounce, said he. I'll run under feet, wherever you may be, and I'll leap on you in the pounce, said he. Pounce, pounce, wherever you may be, I am the lord of the pounce, said he. I'll run under feet, wherever you may be, and I'll leap on you in the pounce, said he.
Down by the Glenside, I met an old woman, a plucking young nettles. She never saw me coming. I listened to the song she was humming. Glory, oh, to the bold Fenian men. 50 long years since I saw the moon beaming on strong many forms, and on eyes with hope gleaming. I see them again, sure through all my sad dreaming. Glory, oh, to the bold Fenian men. and wise men has told us their cause was a failure, but they stood by old Ireland and never feared danger. Glory, oh, glory, oh, to the bold Fenian men. I passed on my way. God be praised that I met her, be lifelong or short. I will never forget her. We may have great men, but we never have better. Glory, oh, to the bold Fenian men. Glory, oh, to the bold Fenian men.
the merry month of June. Now from me home we started, left the girls at 2. My nearly broken hearted saluted father dear, kissed me darling mother, drank a pint of beer. Me grief and tears to smother, then off to reap the corn. Leave where I was born, cut a stout blackthorn to banish ghosts, and gobble in brand new pair of bros. Rattle o'er the bogs and frighten all the dogs on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road all the way to Dublin. Whack the lolly rye. In Mullingar that night I rested him so weary, started by daylight. Next morning light and airy, took a drop of the pure to keep me heart from sinking. That's the Paddy's cure. When there he's out for drinking, to see the lassie smile, laughing all the while at me curious style. 'Twould send your heart a bubbling nest if I was hired. Wages I required till I was almost tired of the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road all the way to Dublin. Whack the lolly rye. In Dublin next arrived, I thought it such a pity to be soon deprived of view of that fine city. Then I took a stroll all along the quality bundle. It was stolen in a neat locality. Something crossed me mind when I looked behind. No bundle I could find upon me stick, a wobbling crying out of the rose. Sent me con up rogue, it wasn't much in vogue on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road all the way to Dublin. Whack the lolly rye. From there I got away, me spirits never failing, landed on the quay just as the ship was sailing. Captain at me roared, set in a room I he, and then I humped aboard a cab and found a Paddy down among the pigs. Did some hearty rigs, played some hearty jigs, the water round me bubbling off to holy head. Wished myself was there a better bar instead on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road all the way to Dublin. Whack the lolly rye. The boys of Liverpool, when we safely landed, called myself a fool. I could no longer stand it, blood began to boil. Temper I was losing, poor old Erin's Isle. They began to visit, hooray, me soul, says I. Shillelagh Island fly, the Galway boys were by, and so I was a-howling with a loud hooray. Join me in the affray, and quickly cleared the way on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road all the way to Dublin. Whack the lolly rye. The hare and turn her down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. Whack the lolly rye. Whack the lolly rye. Whack the lolly
rye. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. I work all day, I work all night. To hell with you, Jack, I'm alright. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. There's a fellow down the road who I avoid. He's one of them they call the unemployed. He says it's all because of me. He cannot get a job when I've got 3 nights and a Sunday double time. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. I work all day, I work all night. To hell with you, Jack, I'm alright. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. Well, my wife came to my work the other day. Said she leave another wee one on the way. I looked at her and I had to laugh. I have not been home in a year and a half. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. I work all day, I work all night. To hell with you, Jack, I'm alright. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. Yes, I never miss a pub on a Friday night. It's there you'll always find me gay and bright. You find me down at the Old Bay Horse. I'm a weekend waiter there, of course. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. I work all day, I work all night. To hell with you, Jack, I'm alright. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. Now some they go to heaven when they die, to find the Dunlop pillow in the sky.
But I'll be going to another place for a night of life I cannot face. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. I work all day, I work all night. To hell with you, Jack, I'm alright. 3 nights and a Sunday double time. I work all day, I work all night. To hell with you, Jack, I'm alright. 3 nights and a Sunday double time.
After Lord of the Pounce came Dune Aengus with Down by the Glenside from their same titled album that just came out. You can find them at duneaengus.eu. Follow the link in the show notes for details. Then came Mithril with The Trip to Skye, Brenda Stubbert's The Hunter's Purse, and Tommy Peoples from The Return Home. Then the Boston Harbor Boys with The Rocky Road to Dublin from In Your Living Room. And finally, the Makem and Spain Brothers with 3 Nights and a Sunday from Up the Stairs. I want your feedback. What are you doing today while listening to the podcast? You can send a written comment along with a picture of what you're doing while listening. Email a voicemail message to CelticPodcast@gmail.com. Carrie Dan tweeted a picture. Hi, Mark. Really love listening to the instrumental show on my brisk lunchtime walk along the Red River in Winnipeg, Canada. In between tracks, you'd swear you could hear the ghost of Scottish and Matisse fiddles joining in. That's awesome. Nash from the UK emailed, Hey Mark, tried to confirm my subscription, although I am taken to the thanks to subscribing page. I still have not had the sign up email zip for the albums. I waited a few hours, put your address in the context, but no joy yet. Maybe there are some leprechauns at work. Nice podcast. Just a suggestion, could you put the track list and artists in the show notes? It's great that you play a few songs back to back to not interrupt them, but by the time you then announce the artist and track name, I sometimes struggle to match them up. Hey Nash, thanks so much for writing. If you signed up for the email list and you did not get an email back, I'd suggest you check your spam folder or trash. I don't know what those leprechauns are up to, but they can be troublesome with email. One more suggestion for everyone who's subscribed. Reply to one of the magazine emails. That will hopefully ensure that future emails go straight to your inbox and not into your Gmail promotions or something like that. Frequently, they get tossed over there because of all the pictures and links that I include in the newsletter. So go drop me an email. Let me know what you're doing. And an easy way to do that is just to reply to one of the Celtic Music Magazine emails. As for the podcast suggestion, you bet. That is to say, it's already there. If you look at your podcatcher, you should be able to find all the tracks and time listings for the artists in the show. If you can't find them there, please let me know because I would like to know what app you're using. But you can also find them on our website at CelticMusicPodcast.com. Jim and Judy Wolf emailed about the flute whistle special idea. Hey Mark, been listening for many years, and one band I discovered on the podcast that fits the bill is a fluke. Sarah Allen's flute and Brian Finnegan's whistle are great examples for you to consider. Keep up the good work. Now, if you're not sure what we're talking about, a few episodes back I suggested creating a flute/whistle episode. I've never done that for the Irish and Celtic Music podcast, and I finally decided that it is about time this happened. So today, I set it up as a Patreon milestone, so we are now $30 away from a 2-hour Celtic flute and whistle special. Head on over to patreon.com/Celtic podcast and join our patrons of the podcast, and let's get a Celtic and flute special going real soon. Let's continue on with the show. Next up is Mary's Lane from their new album, Wild Unknown. This is A Road Less Traveled and Harvest Home.
Now and then there's a memory creeping in like a shadow from a ghostly grave, like a bird on a wire, like a bleeding heart's desire. No more times from my past do I crave. I'll keep on moving forward, forward on and on. Just pour another pint, my friend, I'll sing you one more song. I find the road less traveled is the one I ramble on, so I keep on keeping on. I keep on moving on. been the porter, it could have been the rum. I wake up to another day, feeling oh so numb. But we'll keep on singing songs at night back in the pubs and raise a glass to the life we love. I'll keep on moving forward, forward on and on. Just pour another pint, my friend, I'll sing you one more song. I find the road less traveled is the one I ramble on, so I keep on keeping on. I keep on moving on.
I met a bloody orangewood, killed him for his pass, killed him for his pass. Me boys had sent his soul to hell. When he got to hell, he had a strange tale to tell. Fall-a-ruddy-ride, fall-a-ruddy-ride, fall-a-ruddy-ruddy-ruddy. Whiskey's in the jar. When an orangeman dies, he eases down below. The worms, they take his body, the devil, he takes his soul. The gates of hell fly open, and the devil, he jumps for joy. The worms, they flock about him, he's a stout orange boy. Fall-a-ruddy-ride, fall-a-ruddy-ride, fall-a-ruddy-ruddy-ruddy. Whiskey's in the jar. If I had a yard of orangeman's skin, I'd beat it into drums for the bold Fenian men. The drums, they would rattle, and the pipes, they would play. We'd all go to mass on St. Patrick's Day. Fall-a-ruddy-ride, fall-a-ruddy-ride, fall-a-ruddy-ruddy-ruddy. Whiskey's in the jar. Sunday morning as I was going to mass, I met a bloody orangeman. I killed him for his pass, I killed him for his pass. Me boys had sent his soul to hell. When he got to hell, he had a strange tale to tell. Fall-a-ruddy-ride, fall-a-ruddy-ride, fall-a-ruddy-ruddy-ruddy. Whiskey's in the jar. Fall-a-ruddy-ride, fall-a-ruddy-ride, fall-a-ruddy-ruddy-ruddy. Tray car, whiskey's in the jar. So here I am all alone by myself at the bar. I'm drinking pints of whiskey while waiting for you. I swear with all my heart I'll forget all my troubles, go to Brunch and Valley and try something new. I can drink my weight in whiskey, but it's gone to my head. You're better not knowing I'm better off dead. Dark pubs and gutters, that's where my life's led. Looking for an answer that's dazed. Drunk
grass is pure and green, punching, flowing left and right, the beauty that I've seen. I can't live without you, life without you is obscene. Let's go to Punching Valley, you and me. So here I am, all alone by myself at the bar. I'm drinking pints of whiskey while waiting for you. I swear with all my heart, I'll forget about my troubles. We'll go to Punching Valley and try something new. So here I am, all alone by myself at the bar. I'm drinking pints of whiskey while waiting for you. I swear with all my heart, I'll forget about my troubles. We'll go to Punching Valley and try something new. Yeah, we'll go to Punching Valley and try something new.
After Mary's Lane came Hair of the Dog with One Sunday Morning from Let It Flow, and finally the Logues with Poitin Valley from Tough at the Bottom. If you did enjoy this show, then please subscribe to our Celtic Music Magazine. You will get 34 Celtic MP3s for free, and this is our free newsletter and your guide to the latest Celtic music and podcast news. Remember to support the artists who support this podcast. Buy their CDs, download the MP3s, see their shows, and drop them an email to let them know you heard them on the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. And I have a big question that I'm going to ask in this week's newsletter, so please subscribe so that I can get that out to you. Maybe you can help me with something that's been haunting me recently. I greatly appreciate it. Well, we're going to finish up the show with one more piece of feedback. Chrissy Willow emailed, "Hey Mark, I followed your podcast years ago until Google Listen was retired and lost track of you. I'm so glad to see your podcast on Google Play and have begun following again. The reason I write is because I'm trying to locate a song you played years ago. It was a ballad of a woman who walks the strand and calls up storms to dash the sailors' ships on the rocks. I've searched all over the place, but I can't find it and can't remember enough of the lyrics to help. Thus, I'm hoping you might remember the song. Thank you so much for bringing such wonderful Irish music to my life. Have a lovely St. Patrick's Day." You are very welcome, Chrissy. And as I emailed you, the track that you were thinking of was Mad Jenny by the Merry Wives of Windsor from Tales from Windsor's Tavern. And we're going to play that track right now. Thank you so much for listening, and I will be back again next week. Sláinte.
Fist raised to the sky. On moonlit night she walks the strand to curse the ship she spies. She mutters oh so no one hears, and the winds begin to moan, and sure on the clouds will cover the stars. The storm starts in to blow. All the ways they can be wicked when Mad Jenny's on a tear. You can hear the sailors bellow as they bring their ships to bear. The widows light a candle and kneel down beside their bed, for Jenny's on the strand tonight. Tomorrow we'll count the dead. care have they. They steer their courses around the world, astride the salty spray. They take a girl in every port, little caring how it ends. But there'll be another story when that Jenny takes revenge. All the ways they can be wicked when Mad Jenny's on a tear. You can hear the sailors bellow as they bring their ships to bear. And the widows light a candle and kneel down beside their bed. For Jenny's on the strand tonight. Tomorrow will count. Tomorrow will count the dead.
The Irish and Celtic Music Podcast is produced by Marc Gunn, the Celt Father. To subscribe, go to Apple Podcasts or to our website, where you can become a patron of the podcast for as little as $1 per episode. Promote Celtic culture through music at CelticMusicPodcast.com.